Hey Charlevers, spring is here, and it's spring cleanup, so I got shit all over the place. It was really funny. I took the mirror to Home Depot today, and my 5-year-old daughter, who's exactly normal size for her age, got out of the car, and this dude asked her what kind of car it was, and I was just like, "Whoa, what are you talking about?" It's like a Toyota type thing, and he's like, "Oh man, I thought she was driving." Bro. So that's the magic of the right-hand drive, you know? I think your 5-year-old's driving a car to Home Depot. Anyhow, I'm stuck in the yard doing yard stuff, which is the worst part about owning a house with a big yard. However, I have my team of robots cleaning the garage. I gotta turn this one on. Then I do an oil change on that thing, which is honestly like a 5-minute task, but we know how that goes. Turn, let's see if this thing works. Yeah, gang gang. Oh, what's going on up here? So yeah, got the robots cleaning. I'll probably film an oil change shortly later, and then I don't know, see what else we have in store. But car season is upon us. Better get this garage all tip top. Damn it! Every time you leave the door open, all you get, man, leaves fucking everywhere. Woo! Had to give that baby a new robot. Jesus, new battery. They tell you on eBay it was just done. It just means they wrote a new date on it with a marker. So, anyways, talk to you soon. All right, let's check this out. That's my flathead. I did do something recently, which I believe is fairly cool. You might know, if you listen to the podcast, that I want to dabble in Hot Wheels modification. Hot Wheels, Jesus, Power Wheels modification. So, look, this is a Makita battery top setup. It's 3D printed, just got the receiver in it. You can buy these off Amazon for like maybe 15 bucks, 12 bucks. So, 3D printed. You run the wires out of this into this little voltage regulator jobby. I'm sure it's called something cooler. Take this plastic off. Nonetheless, you run the wires into that. Then you run those wires out to a universal kind of GM connector, which I wired the battery receiver on this 9-volt, which is shady, Power Wheels motor into. See? Quick and easy. So this is the original thing off the battery. I just cut that, put the GM setup on it, put the GM setup on the original battery in case you get someone wimping around, or before it had the voltage switch. So check this. Wish I had a bigger tripod. I left that in revival. Voltage switch. So what you do, connect this baby to here. It stuffs under the seat. It's pretty tight, but it stuffs. And check. Here we are. This is none. Give me nothing. A little. Oh, I need to put a battery on. Jeez. Check it out. Battery. Clicks right on. All right, nothing. No voltage. Little. Okay. You go about a little under half. That's normal 9-volt. Give it halfway. 9-volt cranking. You go all the way. It'll take the finish off the counter. Oh, it did. Shouldn't have done that. So, this allows you to have a fairly safe, controllable 18-volt battery on this. It works on the 12 volts too. On the 9-volt, I'll admit, it's pretty crazy. I think when you crank it all the way up, see what the motor does. Last time it looked like the Emperor from Star Wars was blasting it. Shit out of the way here. Nothing too crazy. Nonetheless, you can actually turn it down. I'm probably going to rig it so this little knob kind of comes out here, so I can just turn it up and down here, but that's some advanced stuff I'll do later. But Makita Power Wheels, man, it's the best. Comes right off, charge it in. Takes like 20 minutes to charge, 30 minutes. As opposed to the ridiculously crappy battery that comes with the Power Wheels. Yeah, and then I just 3M tape this thing, but I think I use the kind that holds the wing on the Skyline, so that's not going to be easy to come off. But anyway, that is my most recent Power Wheels hack. All right, later. Okay, robots are done cleaning. Floor's looking pretty spotless, obviously besides my usual oil spots. Speaking of oil spots, every spring is spring cleaning and then oil changing everything. I've already, well, Noah oil changed my E28 because they're doing a bunch of work to it, which I gotta go pick up. And I gotta trade the M3 for a Revival HQ. You see the M3 has some burner, actually factory M3 wheels on it. We're waiting on a lip from MR1 Wheel Refinishing is waiting on a lip to finish my ultimate wheel build, which is gonna be sick. But until then, I think I'm just gonna take that car and leave it at Revival. I always leave like a car at Revival, so if I have to leave a car for like Noah to fix or Kyle at KD Designs to do something for me, I can get back. So it's gonna be the M3 for the time being. It runs, the wheels just look like shit, and you know, I get enough other cars where I don't have to drive a car with shit wheels. So I gotta change the oil in this thing, this unit, Z3 M Coupe. I got a ton of oil, some liquid moly. Big shout to FCP, who don't sponsor this at all, but they're just a great place to get oil from. And it comes with, look, it's got like a little, put it on your windshield, you know, so when you do the oil next. But my oil change schedule on these old cars is pretty standard. Every year, just do it. So that's what we're gonna do. So you're gonna put this down, pop the hood. Yeah, let's get it going. Probably gonna be a time lapse. Also, I should mention, I clean and coat all the cars every spring. This thing has been cleaned and coated with P&S Speed Maker. I mean, I do it multiple times, but the winter one's always important. Well, the spring one. The Mira is coated, which is over there somewhere. And I think that's all. I gotta clean the GTR this weekend. It's all dusty and shitty. And yeah, the M3 will clean once the wheels are on it. So, anyways. Let's see what's happening under the hood of this thing. This car is the one that most needs an oil change as well, because this is the car I track. So I'd imagine it gets a shit kicked out of it compared to the other cars. So take the cap off. Nice thing about these oil filters right here, this little breather pipe gets in the way, but we'll pull that off in a bit. Let me clean this off. Ew, cap is looking grimy. Okay, well, let's take that off. Right into making it more of a project than it needs to be. Super simple breather hose clamp won't come off, so we're gonna pull the damn tube off. Oh yeah, under the hood on this thing, truly nothing out of the ordinary. Let me get the light. Just grab this light. Yeah, pretty standard fare. S52, 3.2 liter, straight six. I believe it's an M52 manifold, which gives it a little more power up top. Bigger injectors. It's got a Porsche MAF on it. That's this thing, I think it's 3.5 inch. And the AFE makes the intake to match 3.5 inch on the BMW. I still get it with traction control, because I don't know, why get rid of it for me? You can just turn it off. It goes all the way off. And then the hose that I took off that gets in the way is this little bastard, which just so happens to go right over the oil filter housing. So you just pop it off this quick disconnect, which I always tend to screw up. So yeah, pretty stock. I mean, if you take an S52 and actually do this manifold, do the injectors, do the MAF, intake and chip, it really makes the car drive like a normal M car. You know, they made these with S54s. They're a shitload of money. For the US market, they kind of bitched them out, the early ones, and made S52s, which is a Snell motor. It just really has trouble breathing up top. This manifold really helps, but you can't, like, it actually looks pretty good, but the nice plastic cover doesn't fit anymore unless you modify it, and I just don't care enough. It looks fine. A couple zippies, you know. So anyway, let's put this up in the air, drop all the oil out. didn't put it all the way up, so I can kind of gun patch. So I can kind of put this thing right on the pan. And these things, this cross brace, the oil just drips all over it, so you just gotta be ready for that. So let me pull that. I'm sometimes fast enough to pull this without covering my hands in oil, but definitely not on camera. 17? What the fuck size is that thing? You know, all the homies always pick on me because I hardly ever wear gloves, but I never did when I was a kid. I just used to get my hands gross. And then, you know, they just remain gray all day. Kills coronavirus, though. I'm not going to lie to you. One drip. Put it in the little magnet tray. I'm going to clean this up a little bit. Actually, it's super clean. No metal in the little magnet, so that's good. I actually just replaced this drain plug last time I did the car, so. All right. Oh yeah, and it's a liquid moly stuff, so it's kind of got shit in it anyway, so it always looks, I don't know how close I'm gonna get. It always looks like kind of greenish. It's never really clear. At least the oil I put in this time, I didn't see what this shit is yet. I'll wait for that to drain. Let's see how much the capacity is. C3, 97 to 2000 C3M, 5.5. Damn. I said tight, but you gotta use your judgment, which I know is hard to say, especially for the internet, because some people don't really have that. But I go pretty close to the head of the thing, of the ratchet, and then once you get there, you give it like a big, kind of like, not even a quarter, eighth of a turn once it gets tight. Make sure it's not moving anywhere. When you start it, that's where you look for the oil. Blast it out. Okay. 5.5. What I said. So, these liquid mollies are awesome because they come with these sweet caps. So you can see it. So you don't have to hold it. You just pull the top out. It's got a little pour. Really helps Jimmy-O and the no funnel crew if it comes with a funnel. Technically no funnel though. It's more of a no added funnel crew. So I'm probably gonna spill it all over the place. Oh, gonna pull the cap out. That's a good idea. Preemptive to me spilling it all over the place. Put a little shop cloth down. I'm usually pretty okay, but cancel that. All over the place. Really nice to clean the valve cover while you're there. Just dump a bunch of oil all over it. This is different than a liquid moly I used last time. Last time, the stuff I used was pretty great. This one's high tech though. Let's fire this baby up. Find the leaks. Left-hand drive. clean. Sweet. Breather's back. So I leave the hood open. Sorry, remember, when I leave the hood on my stuff, it means I gotta check something before I drive it. That's just truck code. So, I'll probably sit here and be like, what the hell did I do to this thing? And then an hour later, remember, oh yeah, I gotta check the oil, but I'll make sure to do that. The light's killer, man. And then I think, even though this car's old, it's OBD2, which means I can reset the service light. It's one of the modern things. And I have one of the said modern things in my X3M. So go grab that, get that done. I don't think I need to keep you around for that. Because it's, well, I mean, it's pretty fucking boring. Alright, anyhow, we'll do something more exciting next time. But that's an oil change. See? Extra. Later. Okay, cancel that. Resetting the service light on this thing is hilarious and old school and cool. So you gotta take this crazy ass old BMW connector. See if I can put this on here. Okay, there it is. And then you bridge two wires. You bridge, this is like definitely something that's way super old school. 7 and 9, which is this one, and 19. Did I say 9? I meant 19. In this one. Oh man, I gotta loosen that baby up. 7. I really did a shit job putting these wires together back in the day. Okay, there we go. 19 and lucky number 7. Bridged them, and then you go turn it. Turn to keep position 2 for 11 seconds. All right, you'll see if it catches on fire. You let me know. Okay, you're supposed to pull it with ignition on, which I really think is great. All right, ignition's on, 7 and 19, 11 seconds happened. Okay, so. Oh, not gonna lie to you, that worked perfect. I do this once a year, and then every time I'm under the hood, I'm like, what the hell's that crazy port looking thing do? And then once a year I remember, and reset it, and then back to obscurity. So anyway, that's resetting the silly old school BMW service light. Later.